Hey guys, I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Mpho, and over here we chat all things business, careers, and sometimes a little bit about life. Today's video is probably a mix of all of those things because I felt it would be really cool to look back at the first quarter of the year and how that has been. I wanted to focus this conversation around the dreams and goals that I had, the habits that I wanted to form, and basically looking at whether I managed to become the person that I wanted to become in the first quarter of the year. Now, the point of this video is not to beat ourselves up in any way. Actually, it's quite the opposite. I want to sort of be in charge of the year because, time flies. The first quarter of the year is already done, and you could just wake up and it's June. You wake up and then it's Christmas again. And so I wanted us to sort of be in charge and take control, and sort of where there's actions that we need to put in place to course correct, where there's measures we need to put in place, then we can get to that sooner rather than later. And so I hope you enjoy this video. And if you want to do the exercise with me in your own life, feel free to do that. Consider where you are and sort of put the plans that you need to put in place for the rest of the year if you still want to achieve some of those goals. And the other thing about this exercise is that you may just find that some of the goals that you had at the beginning of the year, some of the things that you wanted to achieve, you just don't care about anymore. But I think the idea is that we remain in charge and remain steerers of this life, and we really take the control that we need to take. And so without wasting any more of your time, this video will probably be in about 3 chapters. So I'm going to look at the wins, I'm going to look at the misses, and then I'm going to look at the opportunities, and then we'll take it from there. So let's get into it. I want to start with the wins, and then we'll go to the misses, and then we'll look at the opportunities a little later. The first win is that there were big payouts at work. So for those of y'all who don't know, I am in commercial property finance, and basically what we do is we give money or we fund commercial property deals. And I think I started the year quite good when it comes to payouts. It hasn't been as great when it comes to new applications and whatnot, but the actual payouts that we've done have been great. In the first recording, I think I'm going to reference to that quite a bit. I also mentioned that I find it, as someone who worked in corporate, I find it very difficult to claim wins that happen in my day job as my own wins, because it feels like I don't own them. And I think that has been the biggest part of anxiety for me in the past year, in the sense that I feel like whatever it is that I do, I don't own. And I don't know what the answer to that is, but that is the current situation right now, that I need to find a way to say things like, well, I had a great year at work, and not feel awkward about it, and feel like I really owned that great year because I have dedicated a lot of my time to making that happen. I think that is a topic for another day, and I'll probably just need someone who's been working in corporate far much longer than I have to help me make sense of that. But yeah, I had a great start to Q1, had an amazing payout, and I'm very proud of that. I just wish I felt a lot more ownership around that. The second win is staying alive, and this will contradict the first win. It'll also contradict the next one that I'm about to talk about. This has felt like the most challenging time for me personally. It's felt very challenging, and I felt the most anxious. And when you look around me, you wouldn't understand why, because it seems like everything is going the way it should be going. It seems like everything is going well. I have felt very anxious when it comes to work. I never used to have the Sunday blues, but right now, when it's Sunday and it's time to go to work the following day, the stress and anxiety that I feel, I don't understand it. And I feel like I need to get to the bottom of it. But with that said, I'm quite glad that even with all of that going on, it felt like I was above the waters. It felt like my head was above the water and I was doing okay objectively, even though internally I was not doing so great. The other thing, though, as I mentioned, staying alive, is that I wanted to really incorporate a lot of rest, not only in Q1, but for the rest of the year. And I think how I've been feeling has forced me to rest a lot more. It's forced me to just take time to be with myself and to just care for how I was feeling, to care for my inner child. And so I guess the upside of that as well has just been that rest has been a default mode for a lot of us, for a lot of the times. And then the third one is, I think this has been the most present I have been at home. This has been the most engaged I've been with my kids. This has been the most engaged I've been with my husband, and I'm so grateful for that. I have found myself really spending time with my babies, giving them the time, and really making sure that whenever I'm with them, I understand that they come first. Whenever I'm with my husband, nothing else matters, and that time is the most important thing. I have been working for over 8 years now. This is our 8th year married, and our oldest child is turning 7. And so my work / family, motherhood, wife experience is all aligned. It's all the same. And I guess those are a lot of changes to happen to someone who was 22 at a time. And so I feel like we are currently at a stage where I think I have found the balance between work and home and being a mom and being a wife. And I want to carry that forward for the rest of the year. I think it was such a comfortable and happy place that we found ourselves in that I don't want to go back to, maybe having a life that is more geared or heavy towards work. All right. And then now I want to look at the misses. There's honestly a lot of them. I looked at my vision board, which I actually have as my phone lock screen. Looking at it, there is the word rest, there is my name there is family, there's eating healthy, and then there's other stuff as well. The first miss that I have written down is YouTube. Consistency when it comes to creating content, consistency when it comes to cultivating this community. Because to be quite honest, I think when I look at the way I act around YouTube versus the intention that I have, it's very not aligned. You could really say this person is not serious about this, and maybe this is just me being hard on myself, but consistency has not been there. And so that has been a great miss. The second one is fitness. I don't know if you guys caught my goal setting / things that I want to invest in 2023. But, exercise and fitness was one of those. Not going to the gym because I decided I was tired of donating money to my local gym. But I was going to work out at home. I was going to go out for walks, and I haven't done that. I have been so much in my feels. I have been so much in a lot of negative stuff that I haven't necessarily taken care of my body, of what I put in my body, and of moving it. And I think that's something that has got to change in the second quarter of the year. The third one is networking. So I wanted to meet fellow YouTubers. I wanted to meet key players in the property space. I wanted to have a lot more interactions with my clients. I wanted to find new clients. Did I mention fellow YouTubers? There's a lot of things that I wanted to do. And to be fair, I don't think it's been all bad, because there has been some industry sort of publications that I've been involved in, and that's going to come out soon. But I honestly feel like I didn't live up to what I wanted to do when it comes to networking. I wanted to have coffee with a new person every week or every second week, and I haven't necessarily done that. So that's something that will probably need to be worked on come the second quarter and the rest of the year. With that said, then I want to move on to opportunities and focus points for Q2. The first one remains family. I want to continue to give to my family. I want to continue to give to my husband. I want to give to my kids. I want to make sure that I continue to spend time in a way that is meaningful, in a way that adds to the growth of my kids. I want to not bore them, man. I don't want to be boring to my kids. I want them to have a good time. And, that's an area that I want to continue to focus on. The second one is rest. Q1 made me feel like I was at the verge of burning out. I still sort of feel that. And so going forward, I want to incorporate breaks in the schedule, in the work schedule. I remember when I was doing that video, the goal setting video, I said that I wanted to take a break every quarter. I wanted at least a week off. I don't think that's going to happen like that. But to be honest, I do think I'm a little bit fragile at the moment, and so I need to be quite deliberate with how I incorporate rest into my schedule, into my work life, into my family life, and that sort of thing. And then we also have health, because quite honestly, as someone who's on their last year of their 20s. I'm turning 30 soon. I don't think I can get away with the things that I got away with before. Things like not exercising, eating junk food, just not looking after myself. I don't think that'll work. Not sleeping well. I don't think that's gonna work, in the next decade that we're about to go to. And so health, when it comes to moving our bodies, when it comes to putting the right things into our bodies, when it comes to getting the right amount of sleep, is going to be very paramount in the second quarter and then going forward. Those are habits that I want to build. Yeah, so that's that on health. And then lastly, I've got content. I want to be consistent. I want to give you guys the respect that you deserve, because right now I feel very disrespectful, okay? But I do want to give you guys, and YouTube. I also mentioned before that I wanted to look into a newsletter. There is also the Property Fundamentals podcast, where we had, I think it was about 2 or 3 episodes, and then that was it. So we want to look at how can we bring value to you guys, and how can we bring values to different groups with the content that we do. And I think the difficult thing with content is, when you are a mom, when you're a wife, when you've got a very demanding job, how do you do content in a way that doesn't deplete you even further? And so if it means using technology for help, if it means getting help with an editor or something like that, I think it's just about also tapping into the different networks and seeing how you can be more, deliberate, but also smart about what it is that you're doing. Instead of trying to do everything yourself, how can you bring in help that you need? How can you collaborate with other creators? How can you find and make use of leverage in what you're doing? And so that is it. I think the other one that I would definitely want to add as an opportunity for the second quarter is definitely networking with fellow YouTubers, networking with industry leaders, networking in general. That's it for this video. I hope this was slow enough. It probably wasn't, knowing me. But the point of this was not to have a packed conversation. It was supposed to be casual. I don't know if I know how to do casual, but this was definitely supposed to be casual, and I hope you enjoyed it. But let me know also in the comment section, how was Q1 for you? Have you sat and sort of looked at what you had planned, and are you on track to meeting some of those goals that you had for the year? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Until next time, bye.